Hiya and welcome back to the second video in the Team Project Life series. These are the April layouts that we're looking at, so weeks 14 to 17. If you have watched the first video, you'll know that this month's theme is working with one set of embellishments. The reason for that is just to make life a bit easier, really. When I'm scratching around looking for going through all of my embellishments, looking for something that will work with my layouts, I spend a lot of time doing that, and it just seems to take me forever. So I thought I would set myself the challenge of sticking to one set of embellishments and not moving away from that, apart from some very staple other things, some very basic things that I use every month. I have gone for a set of digital elements pack, which I downloaded from the AC Digital store. It was very hard to print. I don't know if I think I must be doing it wrong, but it took me quite a while to print all the embellishments. So it's the same thing as having an element sticker sheet from a collection. I used the Dear Lizzie Fifth and Frolic element pack, and I say it would be the same as if I had the Dear Lizzie Fifth and Frolic element sticker sheet. That would be much easier than using a digital version like I did. So if you have any of those in your stash, they're a really great way of easily adding embellishments to a layout. As I say, the sticker option would be much easier than the digital option. Maybe you're better at printing digital things than I am, but it certainly took me a long time and was a bit of a faff. But anyway, the principle is to stick to one set of embellishments to make life a bit easier when doing a Project Life layout. So I've stuck to the same embellishment pack for the whole of all of my April layout, so weeks 14 to 17 I've used the same embellishment pack, and I'm just sticking to that one thing, plus some basic labels that they're printables from Studio Calico. They're the Hello Forever ones. I think they might be free. If not, they're like $1.99 or something, for quite cheap, and I use them all the time. Every month I print off a new sheet and use them. So they're just really good staple item that I can very easily cut out and pop in. I can write something on there. So I've used those as well. And I generally stick to one colour of washi tape per week, so I'm also continuing to use my washi tape, and the other thing I'm going to continue to use is my camera stamp. It's my stamped motif that I put one of those on every double page spread, so that's something that is a constant, so therefore has to remain. But otherwise all of the embellishments I'm using are from the Dear Lizzie Fifth and Frolic element pack. I've already used the vast majority on weeks 14, 16 and 17, which were in the previous video. So then I have then been left with the remaining few items on my sheet. And I don't know about you, but when I have a sticker sheet, I tend to get left with the really large embellishments that I don't know what to do with, and the really tiny ones. And that's or ones that are slightly obscure, something that I wouldn't, like an emblem of an animal, or something that I wouldn't, or phrases that that don't normally sit well or don't work for my layout, so that's they tend to get left behind. So I have exactly that position, and that's what I wanted to look at on this week's spread, is how to use up those large stickers, or tiny stickers, or slightly random ones that always get left behind on the sheet. So I was left with this. From a big perspective, I was left with this enormous tree that is far too big to go anywhere unless I was doing a whole filler card in 6x4, which I don't very often do. This large camera, which I really like, but again is a little bit too big to go on a 3x4, and is too big to embellish any of the corners of my photos. It's just too big. So I've been left with those. A tree isn't something I normally use, but does go quite well with this layout, so that's got left behind, but will probably get used here. This big branch here, I was hoping to be able to use that over the top of a photo, but on every single photo it covers up far too much of the photos for it to work at all. So I'm going to probably put that down here. I've also been left with this little card here. Caption is, "You bring so much love to my life." It's a little bit over the top for me. I tend not to put things like that in my albums, so that would have probably got left behind and not used. So I'm going to try and incorporate that. And everything else is quite little. Oh, the other thing I've got is, when I was talking about really random motifs, there's a fox with a bow tie on. Can you see him? He's very cute. I don't have any photos of foxes, or don't have anything relating to foxes at all. However, this is a layout about when we went to a farm for a day, and we had a really great day outside, so that's probably as relevant as a fox can get, actually. I know it's not a typical farm animal, but I thought I might try. He won't look too out of place, I wouldn't have thought, with this layout. So I thought I might try and get him in somewhere. And I've still got some banners left, little banner flag triangles left over. I've already used this same motif appeared twice, and I've used those already on a different layout, same, I think it was week 14, and I strung them all along in one line in a banner. So I wanted to find a different way of using those, so I didn't have too much repetition. So I'll come back to those in a minute. So the first thing I'm going to try and incorporate is this enormous tree. I've fiddled around with it. I considered sticking over the top of a page protector so that I could stretch it across 2 photos, something like that. I don't really like the remember this, the story of us, because that's not really what this is about this week. It's about a day out rather than our general lives. I love this journaling card. It's by Sarah Hurley, and it's a free Project Life download for UK scrappers. However, the only way I'm going to be able to get this tree in is if I pretty much cover the whole thing up, which is a real shame because I love it, but I'll probably reprint it and use it again, like in a different layout. And I plan to have that, I've already cut the edge off, so it'll fit inside my pocket, and I plan to have that spreading over and spilling up out of the top of that pocket, just slightly, so just means I haven't got to top the top off as well. And I really wanted to get this camera in too. I don't want it over this side because I think I'm going to use my stamped camera over here, so I'd rather it was on the other side of the layout. And I don't like this remember this, the story of us, so I thought I might pop that over there. I think I'm going to cut off this strap on this side. Yep. And line that up with the edge of the journaling card, similarly to what I've done with the tree. That then, I mean, the tree is relevant, we're outside, spending a day on the farm, so that's fine. The camera is relevant, obviously took lots of photos, love cameras anyway, so that gives me a nice filler card there. It's just a shame that I've covered up that lovely bunting that's in there, but I'm sure we'll live. I might put a little bit of washi tape underneath here so that I've got a splash of pink. Let's do that now, because I have not got a lot of pink over on that side of the layout at the moment. It was showing nicely on the journaling card, but no, I'm not going to use it like that. There we go. So it's not a huge amount of pink, but it's just that little pop of colour. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those in place. you can still tell that that is a tree. It's obviously relevant because it's an outdoors type layout, and it gives me a nice filler card, plus I got my splash of pink in there as well. So overall I'm quite pleased with that one. It will hopefully, this is where this layout's going to go, so it will go in that pocket there, and the top branches will just sit at the proud of the pocket, and they won't even cover up the next photo that much, but that works perfectly well. It's always worth checking. If that was on the other side of the layout, that wouldn't have worked, because the pockets would be the other way around, would be opening on this side rather than this side, so that would be a bit more of a problem. But as it's on the right hand side of my layout, it worked fine. So I think I'll move on to this card next. Pick it up. So like I said, I've got that "You Bring So Much Love to My Life" journaling card, which is just not really my style. So I'm going to first thing I'm going to try and do is cover it up. And I like the yellow at the top and the bottom, so I'm going to stick that there and cover it up, hopefully with my camera. Yes, perfect. I'll put the little love ticket in there. It's cute. Might go over the top of the camera actually. Yep. And I love these leaves that were from that Elements pack, so I'm just going to tuck those in. And that same card. There we go, I'm quite happy with that. Another little filler card there. Now this one down here, so I really wanted to use this branch, I love it, but it was just too big to go anywhere on any of my photos, so I'm going to again make a filler card out of it. I cut it out quite, I fussy cut it out, so there's quite a lot of background that will show through, and you can see that on that journaling card there, which is quite a busy pen, it gets totally lost. So I've just cut a small piece of white card to go on there and rounded the corners. And place that slightly off centre, and then I'm going to glue this down. I don't want it sticking out of the pocket because the pocket will open on the wrong side of the page protector, and also I think it goes in from this side, it might be that side, I can't remember, but either way it certainly can't come off the top or off the bottom. Okay, so my tree trunk extends a bit past it, so I'm just going to literally chop that off. There we go. So that's very cute, and I've got some space on there if I wanted to write something. So they're my big cards done with the large embellishments. the troublesome ones. And then now it's just a case of getting in everything else. So I still have the other half of that, or other part of that tree, it's not quite half, which I thought I might try and put down here. Oh, with some flowers. Yeah, I think that works. Ideally I'd like some washi tape down there. Go along with the theme that everything's coming in off of the edge of this photo. I've gone around it, squared off, sorry, the edge of that Hello Today label, so I can pop that right up against the edge too, leaving a bit of the pink washi tape showing. And I just need to stick that flower in place again. I'm going to tuck it underneath a layer that's already there, similar to what I did with these leaves up here. Okay. Done, 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 done. I think I could just tree and pink homegrown label. There we go. And there are just two very small embellishments on there. And finally I have these triangles from the strip of banners that I want to get in, and that fox. So I think I will pair up those two together. So that's the fox and the dark triangle. And I'm going to get those, I think, down in this bottom right corner. I don't think he looks too out of place. I think he looks okay. I don't think I've ever used a fox on any of my layouts before. I like the light pink and the yellow together. I wonder if I can put those up there. I think that will work. Okay, that goes quite nicely up there. There's a row of bunting in the background of the photo too, so that goes quite nicely. And then these last two, I thought I would try and use as arrows somewhere. So she's playing with a guinea pig there, so put that on there, and maybe one up there to point to the most, the main things in the two little photos. So I'm happy with those. I think that this side of the page might need a little bit more pink. We've obviously got a huge amount of pink there, splashed a bit here in the photo here, and a slight amount in her cardigan there, and a little tiny bit under the tree. But I think it might need a bit more. I'm wondering if I can get it on here, but it's orange. The slide is orange, so I don't know if it will go. I might see. I can cover up this, there's a person in the photo and some labels on the slide, so I wonder if I could do a couple of rows. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I've got that pop of pink there, which I really like, but I think I'd rather stick something over the top slightly. So I think I'm going to go for one of these labels. I think I might go for that green one. Yep. And then I can write a little caption on there as well. Okay, so that covers up a nice part of the photo that was a bit rubbish, and means I can write something on there too. So I'm happy with that, and it also gets in a nice piece of a pop of pink onto that photo, onto this side of the page, which I think it needed. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the layout by adding in some journaling, and I'll pop back when it's finished. Okay, so that layout's all finished now. I've just written on a few bits to the photos, there, and I added a label up here because I couldn't write on the photo, it was just too dark. Oh, I've forgotten to write something there. Hold on. There we go. And yeah, that's it basically, all finished. So thank you very much for watching. Your challenge this month is to pick a pack of embellishments and stick to that and only that throughout all of your either just one spread or your over four weeks or so, and try to think of ways of getting in these large embellishments. They're a bit of a challenge, definitely, but that's your challenge, to challenge yourself. So say, pick a pack of embellishments and try to use up those really large awkward ones too. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next month.